The number one show I know that we all agree on is Break the Bank with X Lerk and Deion.
Welcome to another episode of the Break the Bank podcast. This is your boy Lerk. I'm with the homies X and Deion, and I guess we got a new record for 2023, 2 weeks in a row where we all three of us are together. But don't forget to like
Shout out to me.
Make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe. Yo, Deion, let's kick things off with your favorite topic of the day. Dana Dillon, what? Dana Dennis?
Dylan Dennis.
Never gonna get his name.
He fined Logan Paul, I think in like October or something like that. And I don't know what's Logan's chick's name. I don't know, but hey, listen,
something Agdal. I don't know. There's a bunch of confusing names going on in this whole scenario.
Listen, I don't know her name, but half of Hollywood does, and that's what Dylan did.
Yeah, she's a model. She's
They
a
probably
model.
don't even know her name. They know her by face. You know what I'm saying?
Nina
Yeah,
Agdal. She's
that person.
It's like the new Charlize Theron, because Charlize Theron is a jump off. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
so she's a new jump
we
off.
just go straight out the window as soon as
So Bill Simmons said a story. He was like people like in Hollywood be like, yo, have you experienced the Theron yet? You know what I'm saying? And it's like she had like a whole game plan that she laid out with dudes. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, have you experienced it? Oh, just wait your turn. You'll have it in no time. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So she's the new Theron.
Just wait your turn is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So she basically, I mean, listen, she done been with half of Hollywood. It looks, according to Dylan Dennis' timeline, I will say though, with respect to her, obviously it's crazy to be throwing her on blast like this. Like, do your thing. And with respect, some of them pictures are photoshopped. Like it's
just comedy.
Clearly photoshopped, but not that many. Ain't that many of them. Not enough.
I don't know. His behavior is a bit childish, just trolling his girl when he beefing with Logan. But I ain't gonna lie, I laughed at least half those tweets. But what I find funnier than anything is him going back and forth with the other chick. What's her name? Karina? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yo, he violated her. She said something about nobody gonna fit on that couch on his friend's couch, and he posted a picture from the backroom couch cast and shit, and said, "Oh, she said she's not coming through unless this couch." I was crying.
I mean, she got dumb bunny, so like I don't know if you really want to mess with that one, but I mean, low key, bro, like. I heard him say something like the Paul brothers used to make fun of his old chick, like in the past. So, I mean, the game's the game. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. You follow the Paul brothers more than anybody I know.
Plus, if you know the Paul brothers, you know that they don't give a single fuck. If they think that it'll result in more pay-per-view buys, bro, there's nothing them dudes wouldn't do for pay-per-view buys. Like, pride doesn't matter. They don't have any integrity. So they probably looking at the views and they're like, yo, you see the engagement on those tweets? Like, they probably, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if Paul is in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let's drum up.
I don't think so. Nah, the way this shit going, I don't think so. All it took was a 30-second scroll through Dennis's Twitter page, and it don't sound like Logan Paul's in on it.
Hey, bro, he done posted like 5 dudes he's been with a day for the last 2 weeks.
I know.
And apparently he got some shit. He got some shit that that in the holster talking about that if he posted, he probably gonna end up getting arrested. And he sent it to Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate tweeted out a confirmation about how crazy that photo is.
Listen, they said the photo like would end in them like their relationship ending. I don't know how it hasn't already. I'm gonna be honest, bro. This shit crazy.
Yo, listen, every chick got her pass. Everybody got their pass, but when the shit get exposed like this, I'm pretty sure it got Logan feeling some type of way.
Oh, and I mean, like, you ain't got all day to hear about her past. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of dudes he done posted. Ain't no way Logan's heard about all these dudes because they ain't been together that long.
And they already engaged. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Who do you think wins the fight?
Who do I think wins the fight?
Mm-hmm.
Logan athletic, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Logan.
Who
Athletic.
is all right?
He's
Is
fighting
this-
an MMA fighter.
So Dylan Dennis isn't quite
Oh.
MMA. He's like a he has fought MMA before. He's Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. He's like one of the greatest jiu-jitsu like guys of all time.
He
But
gonna
like
get
in
his
terms
ass
of
whooped.
boxing, bro, like he has no hands. The few
He's a
fights
wrestler.
he's fought MMA wise, he literally just immediately takes a guy down and he makes him tap out. Like if this was MMA, I do think he would kill Logan, like legitimately do like real harm to him. But he ain't got hands by any means. And Logan is athletic, bro. For
Bro,
real.
the MMA shit it's a scam, bro. They could just say, "Oh, professional fighter." Nah, bro, you're not going in there to do jujitsu. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
No, and he fought in Bellator. Like it respectfully to Dylan Dennis, like he is one of the greatest jiu-jitsu guys of all time. And he like in that world, he is a king. But in terms of fighting MMA, he only is who he is because of Conor. Like if he wasn't attached to Conor's hit during Conor's like big run, then he's a nobody.
Okay. So you got Logan winning this fight.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen
Of
Dylan.
course you do, bro. These dudes are not getting in there with anybody that can really threaten them. Let's be honest. Like, come on. It's a money train. And everybody wants their turn at the money train. And dudes know
I mean,
if they
but ain't
lose
he-
and that
ain't he in
money,
the
that gravy train
WWE?
ends.
You can't say that about Jake.
Yo,
Bro,
ain't
did you
Logan
see Nate
Paul a
Diaz,
professional
bro? Are
wrestler?
you
He
serious?
fought Tommy Fury.
That was no.
All right, fine. I give you Tommy Fury.
He lost to Tommy Fury, but like
But I mean, to say that Jake
in
wouldn't
the
find
in the
anyone else,
fighting world, Tommy Fury is a nobody outside of who he's related to.
7 fights in, that's a dangerous fight. Yes or no?
For who, Jake or in general?
For Jake, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say that Jake's not willing to make dangerous fights. I don't know about Logan. That's the thing. Like, that's why I say I don't know. I don't know what Logan like his end game with this is. I don't know if he really gives a fuck. I know Dylan Dennis don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
why they even fighting in the first place? Because isn't Logan in the WWE?
Yeah, he wants to like box now. I don't know. I know they're boxing because Dylan wanted to fight Jake, but Jake's like too big for him. Or too
Jake
good. I
got
guess.
Jake got a fight coming up too, don't
Nah.
he? He ain't scheduled one yet?
I think he's gonna fight Tommy. Tommy's fighting KSI in the main event on that card.
We spoke about that a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it's like that. It's kind of intriguing, I guess. But I think he's gonna fight Tommy.
I think Tommy wipes the floor with KSI.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the NFL. Season's right around the corner. We got 2 weeks before the season officially starts. 1 week left for the preseason. Let's get into some awards. Let's get some bets in. So let's start with the offensive rookie of the year. Right now, Bijan Robinson is the favorite. The best odds you'll find right now at the major sports books is plus 300. Bryce Young is second, plus 400. Oh, plus 500 if you go to DraftKings. Anthony Richardson's in third at plus 800. CJ Stroud at plus 1,000. Jahmyr Gibbs plus 1,000. Jackson Smith Najigba, I don't know how to pronounce that last
We can just stop right there.
at
None
plus
of the dudes are relevant.
1,400. Nah.
It's for me, Anthony Richardson. I think
Yo,
we're gonna
you
go to a
always fall in
quarterback.
love with these quarterbacks that ain't shit.
Bro.
Last
I was
year it
going-
was Malik Willis.
All right,
Now it's
look, I was
Anthony
going by Malik
Richardson.
Willis.
What was the Texans QB? Mills.
Oh, Davis Mills. Oh, he swore to God Davis Mills was the second coming.
For gambling, I just trust in a running back. Is just look, Bijan should be the favorite, but he's got to stay healthy. And Anthony Richardson doesn't have to have like an all-world rookie season to win it. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the year that Justin Fields had his rookie year. They didn't win any games, and Fields wasn't very good, but he had enough highlight plays to where it drove the
Who else
narrative.
was
So
really a rookie in the NFC?
what I'm saying don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, But yeah, give me Anthony Richardson at plus 800.
I mean, Justin Fields didn't even win Rookie of the Year though. Jamar Chase did.
Justin Fields didn't start every game though.
Nah, I mean he brought him up, so I was confused. Like,
No, but that's what I'm
I
saying.
think
But
what
we
he's
had to
saying
look
is
it
like
up.
if a quarterback plays every game, he has to do less to win the award than any other
but is
player.
Anthony Richardson even the favorite to be the starter?
Yeah,
He
he's a
already
starter.
named something.
Yeah, they already named him the
So,
starter.
so are you taking him because of the value at plus 800, or you just think that he's really gonna win Rookie of the Year?
He's a quarterback at plus 800. He has a path for least resistance. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what about Bryce Young at plus 400 for the Panthers?
I just think Anthony Richardson, he's gonna have to scramble. He will scramble. And so when you combine the rushing yardage plus the passing yardage, like he'll have enough, if they give him the ball near the goal line, he should have enough touchdowns to where he could run away with it.
I just think Frank Reich stinks. So I don't think Bryce Young should be very good this year. That offense looks extremely bland and boring. I don't like either of the quarterbacks. I think Bijan runs away with this. If I had to choose value, I would take Jackson Smith and Jigba in Seattle. I think he's probably the best player in the class. But a wide receiver winning Rookie of the Year is tough.
I mean, the last two offensive Rookie of the Years were wide receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chase
but
and
that's what we're talking about.
or Jefferson or is it
No,
Chase?
it was Chase and Wilson.
Chase and Wilson. Yeah, I just don't think so. Chase is a special case, and Wilson was the number one in New York. I think JSN is probably like the best player in the class, but he's going to be sharing targets with Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, with Geno Smith at quarterback, who I do like, but it's not like he's going to just air it out. He'll probably have the best year. He's going to pop off on tape the most, but I don't think the targets are there for him to put up the counting stats to be in that race versus Bijan's going to get the ball all the damn time.
He's in with Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they love to run the ball too. No matter what the score is, they're gonna run the ball.
Yeah, and he's a good pass catcher too. Like he's gonna have the touches. If you're gonna go quarterback, I do like the Richardson pick, but
I don't know. I kind of I can't say that. Like I like Stroud's talent, but in Houston, I don't know who's he even throwing the ball to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think any of the quarterbacks this year are gonna be that good right away.
I do like
but if I had
the
to choose one,
Jackson
it'd be
Smith and
Richardson.
Jigba. There's one that I'm gonna put like $20 on just because of the odds, and I think he's a really deep sleeper for it. Is a Jalen Hyatt. I don't know. I like
Is
what
that dude on the Giants?
yeah, I like what
That
I've
was the
seen so
easiest
far.
guess ever.
Yeah, but I like what I've seen so far at camp and in the preseason. The highlights that they've been posting on the Giants YouTube and watching the preseason game. Bro, he's asleep. Yo, bro, plus for $5,000, $20. Why not? Win a couple
You might as
hundred.
well light that 20 on fire, bro.
Son said, I see
Listen,
the
like I
Twitter
said, it's a
change.
deep sleeper. So now we move on to the defensive side. Obviously, Will Anderson is going to be the favorite. You get it at plus 500, though. That's not bad. Jalen Carter plus 700. Tyree Wilson plus 1,000. Devin Witherspoon plus 1,000. Christian Gonzalez plus 1,100. And we can stop right there. That's the top five.
Will Anderson.
I don't know anyone besides Will
I don't really see the
Anderson.
argument for it. Like,
Who's the
again,
dude the Eagles drafted?
That Carter?
No, the defensive tackle from Georgia. He was supposed to go like top 5, but he fell because of like he was the one involved in that arrest or whatever. He had like character issues.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name right now. I'm checking right now.
I was gonna say whoever the Eagles drafted, but then I remember they rotate their linemen too much. You know what I'm saying? So if he's only in as a situational like pass rusher or as a situational run stopper, I don't know if he'll have enough snaps to rack up the counting stats.
No Hargrave though.
They
They
took
got that
Jalen
big
Carter. Yeah, it
monster.
was Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Give me him. What's his odds?
He's second,
Yeah, I'll take
plus
those.
700.
I'll take that.
I mean, you
I
put
mean,
a put
in that
180.
front seven he's playing in is only gonna help him shine even more.
I would
Well,
put
they
100 on Will and 100 on Jalen,
So,
and
like
you're
I
gonna get
said, I
that
don't see an
6-1 odds.
argument for
That's
Will.
basically hedging. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's got to be between those two, right? As long as health
Yeah.
is on their side.
Yeah.
At first, I
Will
didn't see
Hargrave,
an
I think.
argument against Anderson until I realized that Carter's on the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that Eagles front seven without Hargrave is as good as it was last year, specifically on the D line aspect of it. But
But I feel
we
like
will
they're
see.
still gonna generate enough pressure or at least garner enough attention where it's gonna make life even easier for Jalen Carter.
Okay, but let's play a game here. Name me 3 Eagles defensive linemen.
I can't name them.
The big boy the big
What is
motherfucker
it?
that they
Fletcher
drafted from
Cox.
Georgia last year.
The dude that didn't play last year.
So they
Yeah, I
got
agree.
his,
But he is nice
but I
though.
know linebacker Hassan Reddick. And what
Yeah,
was
they
the
got
other?
his son.
Is it? Do they still got Fletcher Cox, right?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
And
Hargrave was
names
their
don't
best
really
defensive
matter
lineman.
when you watch them play and you see how much pressure they generate. And if I'm not mistaken, Hargrave's the only defensive lineman they lost.
But he was their best one. And if you look at what Hargrave did last year, he was the one that got every single double team.
Yeah, look, they still got Brandon Graham. They still got Fletcher Cox. I don't know who Joshua is.
Josh Sweat's
They
not
still
bad.
got Hassan Reddick and
No,
linebacker.
Joshua's not
Yeah,
bad at all.
No, I'm saying I just
Josh
don't
Sweat's not
know
bad.
who he is.
No, none of the dudes they have are bad. I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying like their big ticket, like superstar defensive lineman isn't there anymore. So you're gonna deal with more double
I
teams than you dealt
understand
with
what
last.
you're saying, but they've always been a team that has had enough depth on that defensive line to where they keep constantly rotating guys in and out and keeping them fresh throughout the game and wearing down the other team's offensive line. We've seen it for years.
Yeah,
And I honestly think like it don't matter who's there, bro. Like names don't matter there. That system and that culture, the defensive line, more often than not, is really, really fucking good.
you get 11 sacks from the defensive tackle position. Yeah, your defensive line is gonna look damn good. I agree, and that's gone now. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Look, I hope you're right. As a Giants fan, I hope you're right.
I don't think it matters. They still are the second best defense in the league behind the Niners. All I'm saying is, I don't think like that. Oh, like he's playing with all his talent on the defensive line is necessarily going to be the case.
Nah, I
For
don't mean no, I'm not saying just the defensive line, the linebacking core too. And that team, like that front seven, right? You inserting him to a team where within that front seven, they generate so much pressure that as a whole, that is gonna make life easier for him, bro. They're gonna be so focused on the vets that he should get easy looks at the quarterback or being able to stop the run in the
He's gonna get more one-on-ones than Will Anderson will.
maybe.
Where did he go again?
Houston.
Houston.
He might. He might not. He might not.
He might
That's what
get
I'm saying.
second coming to
Without
JJ Watt.
Hargrave, I don't think you can say any of that for certain. Is all I'm saying.
Okay. And we got the MVP.
Mahomes.
Rodgers.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that later. So we got Mahomes. Best you're gonna get him is at plus 650. Joe Burrow plus 750. Allen plus 850. Justin Herbert plus 1200 along with Jalen Hurts. Then you got Lamar Jackson plus 18. I mean plus 16 along with Aaron Rodgers. X, you really believe in Aaron Rodgers this year? Cause you mentioned him winning rookie. I mean MVP last week, and I didn't. I mean MVP last week, and I didn't say nothing. But now you're saying it again. Like you're really running with this.
I trust the skill position players. Now that O line is questionable, but I don't know. I just feel like I think he was a little bit checked out in Green Bay, personally. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he took a pay cut this season, like a huge pay cut to try and build up that team. I think that he got one more FU season in him. You know what I'm saying? I do. So I do believe in him.
Mahomes.
I like Mahomes for this.
What's Allen's odds?
Plus 800.
I don't hate that either.
Yo, X, you remember he signed a contract extension, right?
Who?
With the Jets.
Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he restructured his deal to lower the cap over year one so that they could go out and sign some more players.
He apparently said today he's gonna play like 3 to 5 more years.
He signed with the Jets through 2025 right now. That's probably gonna get restructured again eventually, but he signed with the Jets through 2025 as of now. So maybe he plays out this contract and retires. Maybe he restructures it, plays a little longer. But if I'm not mistaken, he said he wanted to end his career there, right?
Yeah. He said he said he said he's gonna play a few more years, something like that.
Oh, so my bad. Allen is plus 850, not plus 800.
I don't hate Josh
You can
Allen.
get it anywhere from 7 to 850, but DraftKings has the best odds at 850.
I don't hate Josh Allen. I think with the whole DeMar Hamlin situation, they're gonna be at the front and center, like media wise. And typically that's how these awards go, right? Which the Rodgers pick, if he plays well, you could say the same thing about. But these awards are typically like narrative driven, and I think Allen's gonna get the narrative this year. They're gonna try to, for sure.
They'd have to dominate that division in order for him to get it.
I don't know. Oh, I just think if you can win 11 or 12 games in that division, which is probably going to be seen as the best in football, maybe the AFC North, I guess. But if you can win 11 or 12 games, you play well, DeMar Hamlin is going to be talked about every single week. Like if he makes a tackle, it's going to be SportsCenter top 10 for the rest of for this whole year, right? So like you're going to have the national media behind you as a team.
If DeMar Hamlin was the quarterback, I'd agree with you wholeheartedly. I understand where you're coming from, but I think that the media is gonna love Aaron Rodgers bringing the Jets back to relevancy way more as a narrative. Like, I think he has a much better shot at winning the MVP than Josh Allen.
It's the same thing.
I don't think the hill is as steep for him to get there.
Nah, I think it's the same exact thing. Like it's the same thing. Like you're banking on national media with either player. So it's like which team do you think's gonna be better, I guess?
I don't think the Jets have to be like dominant for him to get it. They just have to be really good. I don't think they have to dominate that division.
Well, what's really good?
Playoff contender.
I'm talking. Yeah, playoff contenders. They don't even got to be Super Bowl
contender.
And I'm talking. And when I say dominant, I'm talking about just the division. I don't mean across the board. Like as I was saying, like
how many games? How many games do you think like they have to win?
10.
General, 10. They just got to win 10 games. 10.
So you think
they good?
You think Rodgers winning 3 more games? Who's the quarterback last year?
A few different people.
Zach Wilson.
So Rodgers winning 3 more games than Zach Wilson is going to get him MVP.
Yes, because the media.
Deion, don't act like you're brand new to this, bro. Like they did Hard Knocks for a reason. Fucking if Aaron Rodgers farts, it's leading.
Yo, right now, all everybody's talking about is Hard Knocks and how much more excited the team looks just because they got a good quarterback, bro. Like
I agree.
I understand where you're coming from with the Hamlin argument. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't completely agree with it because I feel like they're gonna eat up this Rodgers and the Jet shit way more. Like if Hamlin was the quarterback, maybe. But I feel the Bills, I don't see Josh Allen winning MVP with 11 wins. I could see Aaron Rodgers winning MVP with 11 wins.
Here's the thing. The media loves to love and they love to hate. If you are Aaron Rodgers and you don't beat the Bills this year, you don't win that division, you're going to get hate.
But see, he could go 1-1 against the Bills.
But you got to win. You got to win the division.
Yeah,
You got to. You got to.
yeah, but I don't feel like you got to be as dominant as like I feel like the Bills need to be. Like personally like
Bro, the
when you
Bills,
look at
if the Bills had
everything.
the exact same season they had last season, win a division, nobody gives a crap. You know what
If
I'm
the Bills
saying?
win 13 games this year in that division, he's winning the damn MVP.
13 games and bringing his turnovers down, I think that helps him. And winning that division helps him tremendously. And I think that the odds are in his favor to win it. But I don't think Rodgers has to do all that in order to win MVP. And that's just my whole shit.
I get that, but I'm just saying because they're in the same division, if you don't win that division, if you're Aaron Rodgers, because the way they're hyping the Jets up, everything you said is true, but it's because they've never played, they haven't played yet, right? If the moment they lose, it's a different ball game. Like now we're not. It's the New York media at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So like 10 wins, like I'm not saying that's a bad season. I personally, if the Jets win 10 games, I'd say that's a really good
I
season.
think
I
they
don't
have
even
to
think
win at
I
least
don't even think they
11.
get 10,
I
to be
think they have
honest.
to win at least 11, and he has to throw at least like 30 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Which
they gotta
isn't
win the
saying much
division.
anymore in today's football. 30 is not like outlandish, but win
They're
11
gonna have to
games,
win the
30
division.
touchdowns. You know he's not going to throw that many picks. So as long as the offense looks like they lit a fire under their ass and they win the division, the MVP is his. Or it could be, because I still think it's Mahomes to lose. But I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna sit here and lie. Like, I don't like the value at plus 16. Like, I think he has a much better chance of winning MVP over Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen. And Joe Burrow, I'm not really a fan of winning this award given the calf injury. I think he's gonna have a really slow start to the season. Is he even clear to play full? Is he a full go yet? Do you know?
I don't. So who's the last MVP that didn't win their division?
That what?
If you had to guess, who's the last MVP that didn't win their division?
Off the top of my head, I would probably
I
say,
think it's Sean Alexander in 2005.
like, if you're talking, but
Because I'm looking at the list right now.
but they're not. But he's not a quarterback though.
Yeah, so the last quarterback that might have done it
Wins are
is
a quarterback stat according to everybody. So
yeah, I don't know if there's a quarterback like not in this generation. So the Mahomes won his division last year. Rodgers always wins the NFC North. Lamar won his. Mahomes like
all right. So
it
you're
comes
telling
from
me,
one of the
so this
best
one,
teams in the league.
let's say he wins 12, 13 games, but he goes 2-4, 3-3 in his division. You think he still wins MVP?
Does he win the division?
Yeah,
Then yeah.
I disagree.
Who, Rodgers or Allen?
Allen.
Well,
Rodgers, I think he does.
I'm saying if it's just him and Rodgers, exclude Lamar, exclude Mahomes, I think those two are probably like that's probably where the MVP is going to go is to like one of those two. I like the odds with Allen at plus 700 just because of the narrative aspect of it,
Plus 850.
or plus 850 just because of the narrative aspect of it, and because Burrow's not playing. But if it's just Rodgers and Allen, the winner of the AFC East will get the MVP because no one wins the MVP without winning their division. It just doesn't happen.
You compel me to sprinkle money on a couple different people.
Here's my question about the Bills. Here's my question about the Bills. Low key. I don't think they're as good. I think Josh Allen's greatness allows them to cover up for the fact that they still don't have a consistent pass rush, right? Now, it didn't matter because they were facing Tua and fucking Zach Wilson. You know what I'm saying? And like in that division and fucking Mac Jones. They weren't going to get burned by it. That's going to look a lot different if it's Aaron Rodgers back there that you're giving a lot of time to. And so if he's able to shine in those two games and put up like crazy numbers, which he can, I don't know. I think that's enough to shift the narrative in his favor, right? Because he's gonna rack up passing yards, he's gonna rack up passing TDs, and I think the opportunity's there. And I just so honestly, I think the Bills take a step back. I just think they were smooth sailing the last few years in that division. There was nobody that could really test them ever since Brady left. Like, what's been smooth sailing? You know what I'm saying? I
But
think
now the
Rodgers
Jets
is a
are good.
different beast. I think he's a
I don't
different beast.
disagree with that,
And
which
if
is exactly
they're automatically getting 5-6 wins in the division each year, I think that inflated their record. And look at a lot of those games. Their margin of victory wasn't you can probably look it up, Lerk, and this
You
might
are.
be one of those X stats, but
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely an X stat. And I
yeah, it
also
doesn't
want to
feel
point
correct.
out that if it wasn't for the Tua concussion, the division standings probably look a lot
do you
different.
feel like how was it? Well, as a
But
gambler,
they
do
won
you
the
feel like
division
they
by
covered the
4
spread
games.
often?
I could tell
They
you
won
right
the division by 4 games.
They what?
They won the division by 4 games last year.
No. I'm talking about against the spread.
No, I'm saying Lurk's talking about the Tua concussion being the only reason that the Bills
No,
won the
I
division.
didn't say it was the only reason. I said it could
He
have
said it
been
looked different. They
different.
won it by 4 games.
All right. What's your point?
Okay, so the
A lot.
Bills.
How much
Listen,
time did Tua miss?
guys, the
Like,
Bills had a record of 8-10 against the spread in 2022, which goes to my point. You think that they were blowing a lot of these teams out? They weren't, and that's because their defense was just bad enough to keep other teams in the game.
what you said their record was?
8-10 against the spread.
Oh shit.
So that's what I'm
That
saying.
includes the playoffs, obviously.
Huh?
That obviously
What?
includes
One
the
game?
playoffs.
Yeah.
No.
It has to.
Oh yeah, it has to because they
Yeah.
got eliminated in the first round, right? So yeah, it was 18 games.
Also, Tua missed 3 games last year.
Well, I mean, in one of them you can't really count either. The game got canceled in like the first quarter.
Okay, so they were
That's
8-8 against the spread. The whole point is they weren't as dominating as you would like to think that they are. And that's because I think they're a little bit overrated. And I think Rodgers bridges that gap. And so that's why I give Rodgers a better chance.
I'm gonna be honest, X. Everything you just said, I agree with and I respect. It's also exactly why Josh Allen is the better MVP candidate for the same reason Mahomes won it last year. Just when we think these teams are about to take a step back, we get reminded how much better Allen, Mahomes, Burrow are than the rest of the pack. And that's why I think if he does win 12 to 13 games and he wins that division, I think you have to give it to him or Mahomes.
Yeah, and
But
let's not forget
if
Mahomes
Rodgers
is one
wins the division, I take it back. Like the winner of the AFC East should be in the MVP like conversation, right? Regardless, if the Dolphins win it, Tua should be in the comp.
and you hate Tua, so for you to say that, that means that you really being objective.
The
Which
toughest
is not
division in
often.
football by far. It's that in the AFC North. How could you not have one of if you are able to win one of those 2 divisions? How could you not be in the combo?
And I just want since we brought up records against the spread, I just want to throw out that the Jets were under 500 against the spread as well. They had the same record, if I'm not mistaken, as the Bills, and that had definitely changed with Rodgers. But also, Mahomes had an even worse record at 8-11.
Oh, trust me, I know
Or
the
eight
Chiefs
and
record against
12,
the
if you
spread.
want to count the push as a loss, then 8-12. And we all know Mahomes is one of the worst quarterbacks against the spread, but he also won 2 of the last 4 MVPs.
Listen, the spread thing doesn't hit the same as it does in basketball, just because when you're Josh Allen and you're Mahomes, your spread's going to be so inflated. Like I'd be more
The Chiefs
curious.
more so. The Chiefs
Yes,
more so.
but I'd be more curious how many of those games the Bills were like 9-point favorites and they were covering, and then when the defense took a drive off with 2 minutes left and the other team scores, then you kneel it out type of thing, right? Like that happens to Mahomes a good amount. I'm sure it happens to Allen too. I don't know it to be a fact, but when you get those massive numbers in football, it just doesn't hit the same the way it does in basketball.
No, I agree. I brought those numbers up for that very reason, to show that. Do y'all even want to do Coach of the Year? I know y'all don't.
Mine's gonna be
Salah, the Jets coach. Because if Rodgers wins the MVP, Salah's winning fucking Coach of the Year.
I think it's more likely that fool gets fired. I think he stinks. But I was gonna say it's gonna be McDaniel in Miami.
I think both of them are solid candidates. I also think now's the perfect time. Like I'm not a fan of him as a coach. I'm not a fan of their quarterback, but old boy in Minnesota, I forget his name. This is perfect time to step up and shine with Rodgers out the division.
Yeah. No.
I
I
can't
would
find
sprinkle something on the Detroit Lions coach. Now, I think they stinking
Dan
there in
Campbell.
form. But if they can like sniff, if they like come back into a wild card, it's the fucking Lions, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll have a fighting chance.
So Deion, let's backtrack a little bit. We move on from the awards. Right
By the
now,
way, Campbell's another one I think is more likely to get fired than win that award.
yeah, I hate Dan Campbell. He's so fucking annoying.
And I
He
put some money on both.
Overrated
You
coach.
know what I'm saying?
I'm
I
sorry
think
to hear that. You talking about I'm
I'd
gonna
put
burn my
more money.
$20. You burning way more than that.
I'd put more money on him being the first coach fired than I would on him winning the award.
Damn, you praying on dude's downfall. Let's just
I'm not. I just think I believe this in every sport. When you go from being the hunter to the hunted and you start to have expectations, shit changes.
Oh,
And
for a fact.
and like if they start 1-4, I don't know what their schedule is because I could honestly give two shits about the Lions. But I didn't think they had a great offseason. If they start 1-4, someone has to take the fall because now everyone's talking playoffs. Rodgers is out the division. The Kirk Cousins, like that's your competition. You know what I mean? Like you can't be bad this year.
I think Mike McCartney,
McCarthy.
first coach fired.
I'm
I would sprinkle some on that.
only reason I'm against that one.
Yeah, I really
He
praying
gets
on
fired
the
100%. They are not going to fire him early because they're going to wait for Lincoln Riley to tell them what the deal is. And I do think he gets fired, but it's only going to be because they're not going to fire him. Lincoln says, yo, I'm staying at SC for another year. Then they hire another coach, and then they have to fire that guy to hire Lincoln. So it's like, I think that it's going to be when Lincoln Riley tells them, like, yo, I'm coming type of deal.
Like pretty much like same shit with Sean Payton, and then he ended up at Denver.
It's going to be, yeah, but it's more.
Everybody thought he was going to Dallas.
It's more.
Look, I think you underestimate Jerry Jones. He's like, bro, I got a handful of years on this planet.
Yeah, he's like George Steinbrenner.
Going all in every
Minus the
year.
rings.
He can't afford to wait
think
for Lincoln Riley for 2 years.
It's gonna be Lincoln Riley is gonna coach the Cowboys in the next years. Ain't no doubt about that. But it's gonna be like Jimmy Johnson in the 90s. The moment Jimmy says I'm coming, it doesn't like, bro, they could have anybody as the head coach.
Oh.
That dude's getting fucking fired.
So you kept talking about whoever wins the AFC East should be in the MVP conversation, and who you think will win if it's not Mahomes, right? Right now, the Bills are the favorite to win the division at plus 120, Jets plus 270, Dolphins plus 300. If you bet on the Patriots, that's worse than me betting on Jalen Hyatt. Who you got?
Winning the division?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Bills.
You got the Bills plus 120.
I think the Bills are on another level, bro. I just think Mahomes and Allen, bro. I understand like fans' fascination with a complete roster, which the Jets do have, but shit just don't matter. It just don't matter.
Who can name me the Bills' top 2 pass rushers?
Ed Oliver.
He's a DT.
The pass rusher. Does he rush the pass?
Yeah, but the bar's in the basement. What do you have? Maybe 6 sacks last season?
But we just spent an hour talking about how great of a defensive line the Eagles have, and their best pass rusher was a defensive tackle too.
But it's different, bro.
It's not. It's not.
It's different.
They're just more.
It's different because they might have 5 guys with like 6, 7 sacks, and Oliver led with 7, and the next guy had 2. That's a lot different. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, he's their best pass rusher, and he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Look, I'm all in. I think the Jets win the division. I'm all in.
They don't have a good team.
No, are you now a Jets fan, bro? Like you really been necking them crazy the past couple of weeks. You starting to make me feel some type of way.
I'm just
go to the other side of MetLife.
I'm a football savant, bro. I know what I know. You know what I'm saying?
A football savant. Listen, the Jets have a much better team than the Bills. A lot of teams had a better team than the Chiefs and Bills last year too. Who were the best 2 teams in football at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Like
because of quarterback, right? But what I'm all right. So all I'm saying is, look, here's the thing. The reason why Rodgers struggled in Green Bay wasn't because his arm talent fell off or because he's washed. It's because the defense was like, hey, we're betting that you're not going to nickel and dime us because you don't have the patience. You're going to want to hit the big play. You're going to want to extend plays, and you're going to want to be the Aaron Rodgers of old, even though you don't have a team to complement your old skill set. And they were right. Right? They did that against Mahomes. It wasn't until Mahomes started taking the 4-yard pass, the 4-yard pass, the 4-yard pass. They were just playing like a cover 3 and be like, yo, everything underneath, we're going to bet you don't have the patience. He didn't have the patience last year. I think this year Rodgers has the patience. I think he has a skill position player, so if he gets them the ball 4 or 5 yards on the field, they can actually get some yak. So I think that we're going to see the best Rodgers we've seen in the past 2 to 3 years. And I think that quarterback-wise, who do you trust more? Like, I trust him. 2 minutes to go get me a field goal or a game-time touchdown. I trust that Rodgers. I still think he's a top 3 to 4 quarterback that I trust with the game on the line.
You actually called him the number 2 quarterback last week, so
yeah. So I'm just saying.
I
don't
trust
switch up
Josh
now.
Allen. I trust Josh Allen more.
I trust Josh Allen more as well. I just think that Rodgers has the leg up in the MVP race.
Listen, if you're telling me who has a more complete roster, I agree. It's the Jets. I just don't think it matters. Like, Allen and Mahomes are the best 2 quarterbacks in the league. I think it's pretty handily. Burrow's a close third. And yeah, I mean, it just doesn't matter. It's just it is nice that there's another guy like in the AFC, like a 4th team, with the Jets being there. Like, that's cool, but shit just doesn't matter. At a certain point, I think as football fans, and I understand we have to be fascinated by every other position from a fantasy perspective. And fantasy football now is more important than the actual game to a lot of people. But when we're discussing the actual sport, it just the one position is all that matters. Unfortunately, because I'm a Niners fan and we got every fucking thing else but that position. Just is what it is.
Okay, so
what's Purdy's odds actually?
Who?
What's Purdy's odds?
Stop it.
Because we've been
next
like
question.
15.
Next question.
Stop it. So, offensive player of the year, I found it. Jamar Chase plus 1,000, Jefferson plus 1,300, CMC plus 1,600, Chubb plus 18, Tyreek Hill plus 2,000, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields also plus 2,000. And then they
Give
got
me George Pickens odds.
Wait, hold up. Then they got Cooper Kupp and Jalen Hurts plus 2,500.
Give me George Pickens odds.
Hell no. I gotta walk away from that.
He didn't just say that.
Bro, George Pickens is gonna have a monster fucking year in Pittsburgh. Monster.
Wait, Kenny Pickett as his quarterback?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you the same dude that was just talking about that Desmond Ridder is the second coming, like.
I didn't say the second coming. I said I like him.
Nah, you was going crazy. You was going crazy about that.
Yeah, there's a difference between going crazy but like, yo, I'm curious to see what he got.
Nah, you really said he could.
I don't want to see Marcus Mariota. I know what he is.
You said he's gonna be elite.
I didn't say elite.
Yes, you did.
Yo, you good with
you
editing.
used the synonym.
If I
you
said
used the
it,
synonym for elite, but you called him elite.
all right, if you good at editing, clip right here, clip in the part of me saying he's elite, and then do like some fucking, you know what I'm saying? Some Larry David.
You already
music
know
to
I'm
make
good
me
at
like,
editing. Don't make me use my editing skills for reason.
You the Tua of editing. You
Nah,
like
you
third
need
in
to
the
relax. You be talking crazy for somebody that does nothing.
You can call me. Who's the other team in the division? I'm Mac Jones. I don't care.
This is facts, though. You definitely are the Mac Jones of the podcast.
If I wanted to be, I'd be Josh Allen, though.
Nah, that's not true at all.
Nah, I'm competitive. I just don't care about editing.
So,
I'm only on to hear
yeah,
you say.
Didn't you like go to take courses or
nah,
from
I
like
didn't.
G on
Stop
how to
it.
like produce graphics and shit?
Stop it. I didn't. Oh, you talking
No,
about
not you. Deion.
Oh, yeah.
We
went to produce a
Yo, they
book
spent
and
like
then nothing with
3
it.
weeks in a remote cabin in Montana so he can learn all the tricks and trades of fucking podcast producing. He ain't made a fucking logo or transition yet.
I went on Zoom twice, and we just ended up choosing tennis bets in the U.S. Open. That's all we did.
See?
Sounds like
Degenerate.
That shit will hit though.
so. Defensive player of the year. We gonna wrap it up after this.
Bosa.
The people, the one dude y'all love more than anybody in the world, Micah Parsons plus 650,
Bosa.
Myles Garrett plus 700, TJ Watt plus 750, Nick Bosa plus 1100, Amar Garner 1100, Max Crosby plus 1200. I gotta go with Bosa or TJ Watt with this.
Is the election this year or next year?
Next year. So Bosa.
Okay, lock Bosa up for next year, but this year, I don't think he has that racist fire in him burning quite yet.
I
think
don't
he's
know.
still
Trump
cooking.
just got indicted on a RICO. I think he's
Oh,
good.
that's true.
So we
If
got.
Trump gets arrested in season, put the mortgage on the Bosa brothers to win MVP.
You
know
want
what
to
I'm
talk about a guy that will
I'm
never
defensive
ever
player of the year.
double team? Hargrave, Armstead, Drake Jackson, Bosa. He's never gonna face a double team in any game. And he won Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Well, I mean, he had a monster season, but TJ Watt also tore his pectoral muscle like game one. But
Listen, the Watt brothers start with a torn pectoral.
I mean, TJ was healthy until last year.
JJ done tore his pec like 17 times.
I mean, TJ did come back. He just wasn't the same player. I like TJ Watt at plus 750. I don't know how Bosa's all the way at 1100. Is it because he
He
back
hasn't
in?
yet.
He still ain't show up. Yo, imagine somebody put the house on Nick Bosa. He never show up, and the sports book is like, "Well, up, you asked out."
That's why I like the bet though. You get the reigning defensive player of the year on the best defense in the league that added one of the best D linemen in the league to it at plus 1100. That's crazy. We added the Eagles' best defensive player.
Good point. Oh,
Yeah, I do remember being very upset when y'all signed him, but I was happy he was out the division and off the.
but they got Brock Purdy, so who cares?
That's exactly.
I mean, but that's the thing though. For the last like 5-6 years, shit, longer than that, since Cap took over, it don't matter who at quarterback, bro. It don't matter who at quarterback. These people have set up a system where the defense will carry you at least to the playoffs, bro.
No, listen, it matters who's at quarterback because we.
Well, I mean, y'all would have a championship, obviously, but I'm saying is like y'all will still be more successful than at least like 60% of the league, regardless of who's at quarterback.
Oh, we gonna win 14, 15 games. The NFC stinks.
15 is crazy.
The NFC's awful.
I mean, your division is god awful as well.
Show me a good division in this fucking conference.
In the conference?
Yeah, you were about to say AFC.
Yeah, I was about to say AFC, right?
I like the NFC East.
I ain't gonna lie. I think 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC East is pretty good.
I don't think Hurts is like anything special. Dak's not crazy. I do think
Dak Hurts. Didn't you have Hurts top 5 last week?
He had 6.
Adam 6.
Okay.
Nothing special. Just in the top 20% of the league at quarterback.
I specified that I think there's only 3 quarterbacks that are really like that crazy in the league. I said my 6 are like interchangeable because I don't think any of them.
Continue with your point of where you was about to shut down.
Daniel Jones back? Like that, like that's what's standing in the Niners' way. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, the game is played by more than just the quarterback, and Daniel Jones is going to surprise some folk this year.
That was my point with the whole like Bills thing. It's really not. We say this every offseason about how like, oh, there's all these good teams, like blah, blah, blah. And then it's like the same fucking teams with the best quarterbacks in the league are the last one standing.
All right, so before we wrap this up, since Deion brought it up, Alex, I want to check your temperature on Daniel Jones because you hated him his whole career, and then at the end of the regular season, after the win against the Vikings, I got caught up in the moment. You was a prisoner of the moment, or you?
Yeah, I was a prisoner in the moment a bit, but he did show toughness. But you know what the thing is? we don't have a number one wide receiver. We got 17 fucking slot receivers, and yeah, that's cute and gimmicky. And yes, we do have a coaching staff that can draw up some shit. But if we're down 10, 14 points, do I think that our passing offense is dynamic enough to be able to get us back in the game and keep us competitive?
I think it will be.
I think the game script has to go according to plan. We have to be within 7 points, or else it's pretty much a wrap.
I think
once you nullify Saquon, once you nullify the run game, and they're just gonna drop back and they're gonna give Daniel Jones all that underneath shit, and it's like, bro, that shit takes time off the clock.
But we got mad speed on the team now, though. So you gonna keep going underneath until he take the top off the defense.
He ain't gonna make that throw.
Why not?
But it ain't that easy to make them throws, man.
And he's better. He's always been better than I give him credit for.
He can be better than I give him credit for, and he's still not that good. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. He's average. He's average. It ain't that easy to make them throws, man. Consistently at that, it really ain't that easy to make them throws.
Yeah, because it's not just about the ability. It's like, do you have the courage? I don't know. I haven't seen him throw that many like 50-50 balls. We haven't had a deep threat, but
he ranked ninth in the NFL last year in deep throw accuracy.
Yeah, but sample size. I don't know that.
Pro Football Focus had him at number 7 on deep throws in 2022.
For the top 6?
The top 6, Geno Smith, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Tua, Mahomes, and Pickett.
Who was the second one?
First of all, Tua, all those deep balls that threw were fucking ducks, and Tyreek Hill caught them like they were punts. Like, Tua's not a good deep thrower.
He asked me who was the first 6. I gave the first 6.
Pickett, Tua, Brady. Who was the first name?
It's Geno Smith, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady, Tua, Mahomes, Pickett, DJ, Josh Allen, Kirk Cousins, Andy Dalton. That was top 10 on deep throws.
Andy Dalton and Kirk Cousins.
On deep throws. We're talking about accuracy on deep throws. And nothing else.
Yeah, all right. I've heard enough.
Look, it's crazy. You talk about how he's not going to be able to do shit. I tell you, he ranked in the top 10 in deep throws. And because you don't like the other people that's in the top 10, that nullifies the fact that he was in the top 10 in accuracy on deep throws.
Bro, not all deep throws.
Because you're like, it's going to be hard to do that.
What does that stat mean? What does that stat mean? What's the stat mean?
That means that on deep throws, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL.
Percentage, like how many yards down the field, how many attempts, etc. Like what are the details on the stat?
It says
deep throws past 25 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards. Like, don't tell me it's a deep throw and it was a 30-yard reception. Deep throw has to be at least 40,
is it airtime, like, etc. Like what is the stat? What are the details of the stat?
Look, next week come back with what the stat actually
means. Now y'all want to just keep moving the goalposts.
You're upset that we're like ask for an analytical response instead of just
that's like if you say, yo, this player is 2 wins above replacement. I say, Lerk, what does that mean? I don't know, but he's number 3.
Bro, I just
give me the other guy.
It doesn't matter, bro. I just told you that he's in it. So now you want me to fucking go scour on the internet mid-episode to find every single fucking detail of what this stat means just to prove a point when I already fucking named and this is all because y'all don't like some of the names that's in the top 10.
Yes, because I know some of the names of the top 10 are not accurate deep ball passes.
Because it's like that. What's that one stat that John Hollinger made in the NBA per? It's like, bro. If motherfuckers like the crazy if Bobby Portis is number 1 in per, then the algorithm is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Like plus minus, where it's like, oh, you're second. Kevon Looney's top 5 in plus minus. Well, yeah, all his minutes are with Steph, who's like historically great.
Yeah. God forbid we want context.
You comparing apples to oranges.
God forbid.
Not comparing.
Y'all really comparing apples to oranges right now.
So what is a deep throw per the stats?
I'm looking for it.
Yo, for Dalton to be on there has to be like no minimum attempts. Like it's got to be like you threw 3 passes, you're top 10.
Yeah. You went 3 for 4, so you went 75%.
Bolton started most of the season. What are you talking about?
Did he?
Yeah, remember they had mad injuries last year.
What do you play for?
Yeah, he was on the
Saints.
Saints.
Oh wow! If y'all ask, all right, bro. That's enough for this week's episode. Bro, you sitting here asking me about where this dude played. That obviously you didn't even fucking watch where he played last year. That you even making these egregious comments. That's it for this week's episode of the Break the Bank podcast.
I'll watch for Andy
Tune
Dalton.
in next week, and we'll be talking about Andy Dalton.